Good afternoon, everyone. This is Kim, and today I'm going to talk briefly about the Tuskegee Airmen, also known as the Red Tails. The Tuskegee Airmen were the first black aviators in the U.S. Armed Forces. The military was still very segregated during the World War II era, but there was about 20 years of advocacy that was done by World War I black people that had served. And they wanted to have the opportunity to serve as aviators as well. They'd already proven themselves on the ground. They'd already proven how great they were, specifically with units like the Buffalo Soldiers, for example. And eventually the pressure did lead Congress to designate funds to be put towards training black pilots. So in 1939, President Roosevelt signed what was called the Civilian Pilot Training Act, and that allowed training to be done through educational institutions. Now, Tuskegee was Tuskegee Institute at that time. They already had a program where they were training civilian pilots, and they were having a tremendous amount of success. So that's why they were selected for the program. So at that point, the 99th was formed. The War Department mandated that units remain segregated, but they had to have white officers. So like with the 9th and 10th Cavalry and the 24th and 25th Infantry of the Buffalo Soldiers, it was handled the exact same way. But despite this, the Air Corps was overwhelmed with applicants from qualified men who wanted to be a part of this program. And even though the process was very restrictive intentionally, they couldn't just dismiss these applications, because not only did these candidates have the required 2 years of college, but a lot of them had also participated in Tuskegee's civilian air training program. So ultimately, they were super qualified, to the point where at the end, they had so many restrictions, and the standards and the bar was set so high for them that they became a really elite training unit. So in the end, with the 99th, there were 33 pilots and hundreds of ground crew. But in 1941, when the U.S. entered World War II, Roosevelt signed an executive order, and that made it from a training program to a wartime program. And so that switched their training around a little bit. It devoted the time to training for war, as well as training for non-military related activities during the war. But in the end, with the Tuskegee Airmen program, there were over 900 pilots that went through that program. Over 300 actually were deployed overseas. During that time, 84 died, 68 of them died in service, and 32 were POWs. While they were serving, their responsibility was to help protect the bombers from being shot down by German planes. And they painted the tails of their planes red so that it would be easy for them to be identified. Now, the Tuskegee Airmen didn't consist of just pilots. There was the grounds crew, there were navigators, there were instructors, there were admin staff, and there were even female Tuskegee Airmen that were a pivotal part of that program, and that's the conversation that we'll have in the future. So despite all of the efforts to ground these men, they rose above all of the challenges and still ended up having the best record among all of the American fighter units. So that is today's history bite on the Tuskegee Airmen. If you like this content, if you like what you heard, I haven't quite mastered the whole, technology, have stuff over your head thing. So I decided to improvise. So you can see all of our information here. You can follow us on all social media platforms: Facebook, IG, LinkedIn, Instagram at Black B4U, Black letter B number 4 letter U.com. And if you want more information, or if you like this shirt that I have on, you can also see it on our website at Black B4U. So, empowering our future by honoring and preserving our past. My name is Kim, and I'll talk to you later. Have a great day.